My Vice Lord Lieutenant, distinguished military, government and civic dignitaries, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, a very warm welcome to you all. I'm Air Commodore Pete Wally, and as the Reserve Forces and Cadets Association Regional Chairman for South Wales, it is my honour and pleasure to lead you through this Lord Lieutenant's Award ceremony. Now, throughout the year, reservists in Wales provide valuable support to our regular armed forces, both at home, on operational duties and in their local communities. Our cadets, whether from the Sea Cadet Corps, Army Cadet Force, RAF Air Cadets, or the Combined Cadet Force, grow and develop into responsible and confident young citizens, achieving enormous training and sporting success, as well as providing support to their communities through many and varied activities. These endeavours help to maintain the good name of the armed forces in Wales. Finally, our adult volunteers devote time, energy and effort that is truly humbling to ensure that our cadets gain maximum benefit from what, for many, can be life-changing experiences in preparation for adult life. The awards ceremonies, held annually by the Lord Lieutenants of Wales, are an opportunity for deserving individuals to be publicly recognised within the community in which they live and serve for their contribution to the reserves and the cadet forces. I have to say that it's absolutely marvellous that after a 2-year gap, we're actually able to meet face to face once more to make this a very special evening for the worthy recipients. This evening, Her Majesty's Vice Lord Lieutenant will be making the following presentations: the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit, the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Certificate and Lord Lieutenant's Badge for 2021, and then finally the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Appointments for 2022. So firstly then, the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. The Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit records the Lord Lieutenant's gratitude and recognition for outstanding service and devotion to duty. This year, the certificates are awarded to Warrant Officer First Class Mark Edwards. Warrant Officer First Class Mark Edwards is employed at MOD Abbey Wood in the Fuel Transformation Programme. Married to Sarah, he has 3 children and lives in Pontypridd. He joined the Royal Navy in 1987 and has had 34 years continuous service, receiving the Meritorious Service Medal in 2016. Currently serving in HMS Cambria and Maritime Reserve's headquarters on the Accelerated Officers and Ratings Training Programmes, in October 20, Warrant Officer Edwards was assigned to the Cwmtaf University Health Board as a military liaison officer during a critical period of the COVID pandemic, and it is for this that he deserves recognition. He was employed during a precarious time of the pandemic for the NHS. The NHS was on a war footing against the virus. The pressure and responsibility to deliver the vaccine programme at pace was enormous. The NHS had never experienced anything like it in a generation. Terms of reference that had previously been agreed had to be re-evaluated against the backdrop of saving lives and delivering hope to the population of South Wales. The Health Board made the analogy that the task was like climbing Everest, but they had no idea how to do it, and it had to be done in slippers. Warrant Officer Edwards did not flinch at the prospect of tackling such a daunting challenge, and every word and action was, can, and will do. Day by day, Mr. Edwards carved a path, built successful teams, and made outstanding contributions to the setting up and delivery of the mass vaccination programme in very difficult and challenging circumstances. He has left a long-standing and enduring legacy of respect and admiration for him as a person, a leader, and for the Royal Navy. He is an absolute credit to his profession and a worthy nomination for a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. first one's always the hardest. Colour Sergeant Andrew Jones. Colour Sergeant Andrew Jones has served the 3rd Battalion Royal Welsh for 31 years and has been the drum major for 20 of these. He will retire from the Army Reserve very shortly. He is responsible not only for their day-to-day running within the constraints of his civilian employment as a civil servant in DWP, but also its development and performances. His platoon is based in Newport and detached from the company. This requires a great deal of self-reliance, discipline, and initiative in ensuring that the platoon can conduct its duties. At no stage during the considerable time he has served this battalion and the wider defence community has he been found wanting. Colour Sergeant Jones joined the battalion as a drummer because of his passion for percussion. You've got to be clever to say that one. Developed during his time in the Aberdare County Band and has dedicated his entire military career to increasing its capacity. His duties have led him to high-profile performances around the world, where he has been solely responsible for all aspects of the platoon's conduct. At no time in all those years has there ever been any negative feedback, and this is completely down to his abilities. The drumming skills of the platoon are a testament to Colour Sergeant Jones, and it is notable that he qualified as a range manager in order to ensure their military skills were also developed and maintained. It is commendable that he has served for such a long period of time without error, but even more so when consideration is taken of the huge amount of practice, drive, determination and leadership that he has produced to ensure the battalion's drums platoon is not only the envy of the Army, but an asset to our local communities. There is no doubt that if he were able to continue, he would, and still produce the extremely high standards to which we've all become accustomed. In recognition of his devotion and commitment, Colour Sergeant Andrew Jones is recommended for the award of the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Sergeant Jonathan Wood. Sir? Sergeant Jonathan Wood has been involved with 634 Volunteer Gliding Squadron and latterly 634 Astra Ground School since 2001. Initially as a flight staff cadet, and since 2010, he arranged attendance by a Welsh regiment, which boosted interest considerably during the collection period. As a direct result of his outstanding commitment, the collection in his area has totaled over £14,000 in 2019, £10,000 in 2020, which was reduced due to COVID, and £19,755 in 2021. Sergeant Jonathan Wood has excelled in his volunteer work for the RBL Poppy Appeal and is highly recommended for the Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Flying Officer Matthew Hackett. Sir? Flying Officer Matthew Hackett was a former air cadet with 2077 Pontyclun Squadron. His experience and enthusiasm led him to wanting to give something back for the next generation, and he became at first a civilian instructor, and then a senior non-commissioned officer, and in January 2021, a commissioned officer in the Royal Air Force Air Cadets. Throughout his service, he has worked selflessly for the cadets of Pontyclun Squadron. In 2018, he played a very significant role in the squadron, winning the prestigious Marshall Trophy for the most improved squadron out of the whole of the Royal Air Force Air Cadets. As a squadron training officer, Flying Officer Hackett was pivotal to coordinating an action-packed and exciting training programme for the benefit of each and every cadet. Furthermore, he oversaw a step change in shooting improvements at the unit when he took a team from 2077 Squadron to compete at the annual Inter-Service Cadet Rifle Meeting, where the squadron competed against other members of the Army Cadet Force and Sea Cadet Corps. They were very successful, with several cadets achieving their Cadet 100 awards. Flying Officer Hackett is also a key member of the No. 1 Welsh Wing media team. Using his creative skills, he has designed and produced professional films and videos to showcase Air Cadet activities via social media, significantly raising the profile of the Air Cadets across South Wales with great impact. During the pandemic lockdown, he ran a successful series of virtual training events for units to improve their own video production skills. These were well attended by cadets and staff throughout No. 1 Welsh Wing, and they were entertainingly delivered with style and flair. Flying Officer Hackett has also provided 14 years of support to No. 1 Welsh Wing Sports Council. As a rugby selector, coach and trainer, he has inspired countless cadets to excel at rugby and to play at wing, region and corps level. Flying Officer Matthew Hackett is an outstanding officer who has proven to be a loyal and dedicated to his squadron and wing. He is therefore most worthy of recognition by way of a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Warrant Officer Ian King. Warrant Officer Ian King was appointed to uniform on the 14th of January 2007 and is currently the longest serving member of staff at 254 Aberdare Squadron, loyally serving 4 commanding officers. Warrant Officer King was himself a former Air Cadet of 254 Squadron who had experienced an action-packed cadet career before being inspired to join the Royal Air Force. He proudly served as an RAF fireman, followed by a career as a civilian firefighter. After his regular service, he returned to Aberdare Squadron in 2005 as a civilian instructor. He was quickly being recommended for uniform service due to his strong military ethos, high standards, and a genuine interest to be actively involved with the Air Cadets. He has put his heart and soul into Aberdare Squadron. As a squadron warrant officer, he is responsible to his commanding officer for drill, dress, and maintaining discipline standards, utilising his vast experience and passion to inspire all the cadets to achieve success whilst encouraging their ambitions. Warrant Officer King has always been the type of person who puts other people first. He has always been proud of his association with the Royal Air Force, and he became a long-time member of the Aberdare branch of the Royal Air Forces Association after his service ended. He stepped forward to act as its chairman through a particularly challenging and difficult period. Warrant Officer Ian King is a modest and down-to-earth individual who demonstrates all the greatest qualities expected of a warrant officer in the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, and for his loyalty and outstanding commitment and service is highly recommended for a Lord Lieutenant's Certificate of Merit. Civilian Instructor Karen Goff. Civilian Instructor Karen Goff is a dedicated and hard-working member of staff at 1004 Pontypridd Squadron. Civilian Instructor Goff is a former Air Cadet of 1004 Squadron, whose cadet career has provided her with a strong foundation for her adult service. This has helped to formulate her views and strong desire and enthusiasm to provide the best possible support and encouragement to her cadets. Karen carries out the vital role of Squadron Adjutant, which she performs with great diligence and attention to detail. The role has provided her with a fantastic overview and insight into the vast array of opportunities available to her cadets. From this viewpoint, she is in a prime position to fully exploit these opportunities for the benefit of her cadets. Civilian Instructor Goff has served 4 commanding officers in this role, and her positive attitude has remained constant and her loyalty undiminished even during times of change and uncertainty at the squadron. She has also provided a warm welcome to each new squadron commander and brought each one up to speed as they settle in. Her knowledge of Pontypridd Squadron has been invaluable. The role of the Squadron Adjutant is wide-ranging, and Civilian Instructor Goff has thrived on the wide variety of tasks required to benefit her cadets as well as supporting No. 1 Welsh Wing at large. Her great organisational skills have been demonstrated when preparing and briefing cadets for overseas events. Her prompt and professional communications mean that any problems and issues regarding documentation and payments are clarified quickly and in a professional manner. Her efficiency means that the cadets of Pontypridd Squadron are able to take full advantage of the opportunities that are available to them. The cadets attend for wing and regional activities fully briefed and on time because of her expertise and excellent talent for clear communication. Civilian Instructor Karen Goff is wholeheartedly recommended for a Lord Lieutenant Certificate of Merit.
Well done.
Yeah, don't drop it down. Mr. Richard Jones. Mr. Richard Jones has been an invaluable member of Porthcawl Sea Cadets since March 2017. During his time as a unit assistant, Richard has yet to face a problem he couldn't fix, from leaks in the roof and windows to creating room partitions. Richard is always ready to help out in any way he can and is a very dependable and trustworthy gentleman. Along with running his own business, Richard takes pride in maintaining the unit to ensure that the cadets have a safe place to parade twice per week. Richard is always going above and beyond in his duty as unit assistant, thus allowing the instructional volunteers to focus on their duties with the cadets. Richard's personal qualities are as impressive as his commitment to the unit. He is a kind, caring and reliable volunteer who is a highly thought of member of Porthcawl unit, both within the unit and at district level. In recognition of his timeless dedication, Mr. Richard Jones is recommended to the award of a Lord Lieutenant Certificate of Merit. We now move on to the Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Certificate and Badge for 2021. The Lord Lieutenant's Cadet Certificate and Badge are awarded to members of the cadet forces in recognition of those individual cadets' performance during the previous year in support of the Lord Lieutenant. This year, for their performance in 2021, the Lord Lieutenant of Glamorgan's Cadet Certificate and Badge is awarded to Able Cadet Aaron Thomas. Cadet Flight Sergeant Morgan Hunter-Smith. Cadet Warren Officer Madison Parkhouse. The final set of awards are the Lord Lieutenant's cadet appointments for 2022. The Lord Lieutenant has a number of cadets each year nominated by the Sea Cadet Corps, the Army Cadet Force, the RAF Air Cadets and the Combined Cadet Force. Cadets are nominated for their outstanding contribution to their respective cadet units. The cadet will support the Lord Lieutenant on special occasions such as royal visits, remembrance parades and civic events. For 2022, the appointed Lord Lieutenant's cadets are Able Cadet David Morgan, I'll just do the citation because he jumped slightly ahead of the gun, but don't worry about it. Sorry. Able Cadet David Morgan has been a highly committed and motivated individual since he started at Porthcawl back in June 2015 as a junior cadet. Thankfully, over the years, David has not lost his sense of commitment and dedication to the unit. His dedication has been reflected recently as throughout the COVID shutdown, he attended every single virtual session, which helped him gain the rank of Able Cadet. Able Cadet Morgan strives to gain maximum benefit from the Sea Cadets, and he similarly encourages other cadets to follow suit. David is now starting to instruct the younger cadets, which affords him the opportunity to impart his knowledge in others, as well as to help them get the most out of the Sea Cadets. Able Cadet Morgan is a key role model whom the younger cadets look up to and respect. That's not just your height. David's personal qualities are as impressive as his cadet accomplishments. He is a kind and sensible young man who is a key member of the Porthcawl unit. David has a keen interest in aviation and is keen to achieve his bronze wings within the Sea Cadet Corps. It is worth noting that David was diagnosed with cancer in January of 2020, where thankfully a quick operation was able to remove his cancerous cells. Within 2 weeks of the operation, he was back in the unit parading as if nothing had happened. Able Cadet Morgan is a much valued cadet and a much respected member of the Porthcawl unit and has been highly recommended for the appointment of Lord Lieutenant's cadet for Mid Glamorgan. So congratulations to you. Cadet Corporal Nia Pope. Cadet Corporal Nia Pope is a member of the Talbot Green Detachment C Company, Dyfed and Glamorgan Army Cadet Force. In the 4 years that she has been enrolled in the Army Cadet Force, Corporal Pope has worked hard to achieve all aims and tasks that have been set. She takes the role of a senior cadet non-commissioned officer very seriously and is an excellent role model for the junior cadets to follow and always leads by example. Nia continues to support her detachment, participates in company training weekends, and during the recent annual camp, she took on additional responsibilities. Nia attended an emergency first aid at work course in January 2020, enhancing her knowledge and expanding future opportunities. In January 2020, Corporal Pope represented her county during a 203 field hospital event, furthering her enthusiasm for first aid and encouraging junior cadets to attend many opportunities available to cadets. In June 2020, Nia completed her BTEC Level 2 Diploma in Teamwork and Personal Development. Corporal Pope has not let the pandemic change her commitment or determination to progress, attending several Zoom sessions for her development and delivering interesting periods for other cadets within her detachment. Nia has a natural talent when it comes to being a strong role model in the detachment and the company. She has overcome many obstacles this year and continues to set new challenges for herself, striving for greatness and achieving her goals. She is a popular member of her detachment and across the wider company. She is highly motivated and speaks to others with due respect. Nia is always smart and well presented with a strong understanding of the Army Proficiency Certificate syllabus and the Army Cadet Force as an organisation. Throughout her cadet career, Corporal Pope has helped to raise large amounts of money for various charities and organisations, mainly the Royal British Legion Poppy Appeal, but also local charities and causes. In recognition of her dedication and commitment, Corporal Nia Pope is strongly recommended for the appointment of Lord Lieutenant Cadet for Mid Glamorgan for 2022. Cadet Flight Sergeant Garen Kiff. Sir. Cadet Flight Sergeant Garen Kiff joined 254 Aberdare Squadron in February 2017. He has developed into a confident and well-presented young man. He takes care and pride in his uniform, and his standard of dress, drill and conduct has been complimented upon many times by members of the public and senior officers. Cadet Flight Sergeant Kiff has always put himself forward for any courses, camps, sporting events and any other activities on offer, and by doing so has led by example, encouraging his fellow cadets to do the same. Of note, he is always willing to step down if spaces are oversubscribed. With each promotion, his dedication and service continued to grow. He has achieved bronze and silver wings, and he has taken on the responsibility for junior non-commissioned officer training and development. He is always keen to learn, and he is interested in engineering, which has led him to take part in the Formula One student project, developing skills in design and construction. During the COVID lockdown, the squadron paraded virtually, and Cadet Flight Sergeant Kiff volunteered on several occasions to run some of the training sessions, which he carried out with skill and proficiency. To ensure his delivery of lessons was up to the highest standard, he signed up for a Methods of Instruction course. Garen is currently a sixth form student studying engineering, IT and mathematics with a goal of a career in the Royal Air Force. He is highly recommended for appointment as Lord Lieutenant Cadet. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice we've got to the end of the line, so this is the last one. Cadet Flight Sergeant Corrie Luke.
Sir.
Cadet Flight Sergeant Corrie Luke is an outstanding member of 293 Cowbridge Squadron. He is a senior cadet in the unit and plays an important role as a liaison between the cadets and the adult staff of the squadron, as well as assisting in the running of the squadron's social media accounts. Corrie joined the squadron in 2017 and has since risen to the rank of Flight Sergeant, which is a testament to his hard work and dedication to the unit. Throughout his time with the RAF Air Cadets, Corrie has achieved the Instructor Cadet qualification, enabling him to teach the RAF Air Cadets academic syllabus within the squadron. He has also achieved the Bronze Cyber, Youth First Aid and Silver Road Marching qualifications. Corrie has taken part in a variety of activities within the RAF Air Cadets, including fieldcraft, road marching and drill. As a squadron banner bearer, he led the unit's team to a respectable second place finish out of a field of 21 teams at the Wing Activity Day in 2020. Cadet Flight Sergeant Luke also excels outside the cadet environment. He has been appointed head prefect at Pants Comprehensive School, and his duties in this role include organising fundraising events for the school, looking after the student well-being, equality and diversity, and escorting visitors and governors around the school premises. Corrie has recently organised a Remembrance Day event for the school and is also a member of the school's prom committee and assists in the running of school drama productions. Corrie has a keen interest in performing arts and has achieved a Level 4 award from the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Arts. In recognition of his commitment to 293 Cowbridge Squadron, Cadet Flight Sergeant Corrie Luke is wholeheartedly recommended for the appointment of Lord Lieutenant's Cadet for Mid Glamorgan for 2022. My Vice Lord Lieutenant, that concludes the award ceremony. May I please invite you to say a few words?
Thank you. Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Lord Lieutenant Professor Peter Vaughan has asked me to apologise for not being able to attend in person for tonight's event. He sees this event as one of the most important in his lieutenancy's area, and it is one of 8 across Wales. I must say, though, I am very delighted as his vice to be able to stand in on his behalf. I understand and appreciate the significance of these occasions. It has been an honour for me to deputise for him this evening and present the certificates of merit for the Lord Lieutenant's cadets, the certificate of merit to the adults, and the badges that recognise the contribution of the cadets for 2021. And I think you'll agree with me, they were all worthy recipients, and I welcome the new cadets to the team. The Lord Lieutenant is delighted that this event has returned to a more public format in order to say a huge thank you to those people who have found time to give something back to society and their community. Over the past 2 years, the impact of the COVID pandemic has affected everyone throughout Wales and has, and the country, and has been a period of challenging time and life-changing for many individuals. But society has continued to be served by those we recognise tonight. We've had the opportunity to recognise a number of those from within Mid Glamorgan who have, in a variety of ways, given exceptional service over many years, and some to give exceptional service, we hope, for many years to come. Very few, I think you'll agree, could have done this on their own, and without their families behind them, would find it very difficult to commit the time and energy that they do. And I'd like to publicly thank their families tonight for that contribution. The recipients of this evening's award certainly demonstrate the absolute best dedication and commitment of our reserve forces and cadet force family. We are living in very uncertain times. We are just coming to terms with the pandemic, and we have conflict on our own continent. Never has the role of the reserve forces, which has been reinforced by the government's recent Future Reserves 2030 strategy, been more vital to the security of our nation. Reservists have demonstrated their commitment and dedication to the nation by supporting their regular counterparts in every operation in the 21st century. Over the past 2 years, the MOD has responded to over 440 requests for aid to the civil authorities, which has resulted in over 34,000 service personnel deployed to support the UK's pandemic response. We here in Wales have benefited from that number. Last year alone, a further 200 reservists were amongst the 1,300 personnel deployed in Wales to support the fight against COVID, working in operations rooms, driving ambulances, deep cleaning those ambulances, and providing support to testing centres. In addition, approximately 100 reservists were mobilised to support training teams and exercises abroad, as well as backfilling gaps within the regular forces at home. We should also acknowledge the effort and endeavour by all our servicemen and women for their contribution to society, which is invaluable. Now I turn to our amazing cadet forces, one of the strongest youth organisations in the country. The combination of military training, youth work, civilian qualifications, and community work contributes to the development of our young people in preparation for them to take their place in society. I also want to thank guests tonight for finding the time to join us and hear the excellent accomplishments of the reserves and cadets. I would like to make a special thank you to the parents, however, for their continued support and commitment. The numbers attending tonight's ceremony demonstrate your enthusiasm and dedication to the young people and support for the cadet movement. Thank you for all that you do and are doing. Getting into the car on a very wet and dark evening and driving your children to the cadets after a full day's working, followed by making sure your family is looked after, particularly over this last 2 years. You trust your children to the care of the cadet forces, sometimes twice a week, and a number of weekends a year. We are so grateful for your support. My final thanks also goes to the Reserve Forces and Cadets. The Reserve Forces and Cadets Association in Wales organise events like this right across the country. And I'd like to congratulate them once more for the efforts they have made. And finally, to all those recipients this evening, many congratulations. Thank you.